Yo, what's up? You know what it is? The one on triple the G.O.D. live right here on TGRF TV. I'd like to welcome you properly back to the show. And yeah, Sega's getting rid of shit, and we probably should discuss what the hell's going on. So, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get Spoon in here. We're gonna bring this up, and we're gonna go through a thing, read some stuff, and try to get you out here as quick as you can, so you can make some adult purchases within the next couple of days. So, Spoon, where you at, pimping? Alright, y'all see me over there in your top left over there. Spoon's in the building. Oh, I need to scroll this back up. We're spoiling things for you. But yeah, welcome to the Sega Classics fact because the Mega Drive Classics and Genesis Classics are going bye everywhere for reasons you probably do or don't understand that we're not going to get into now. But the answer is they're going to re-release this shit and make you pay money for it again. So that's the thing. But anyway, let's go to work. So let's answer some questions here. What's happening with the Sega Classic Gap Gear? I just told the people fact the shit's going away because you're trying to repackage this in a couple of months to resell it to people again because the digital future is bullshit. They'll be delisted on December 6th at 1:59 triple the guide time. Central Standard Time for the people willing to know. But yeah, you got until December 6th to make these decisions, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about how you can make some decisions, save yourself a couple of dollars before that happens. Yeah, even though it is the digital future and it's bullshit, that if you buy it, as long as you follow the rules of where you buy it, you'll be able to play it. But digital future, blah blah blah. We're not gonna get into that. Yeah. For the record, you know what I'm saying? Because this is important even though we just did that episode of It's a Classic, Toe Jam and Earl is still a classic. You should watch the videos combined together because you'll learn about my sudden disdain about Panic or Funkatron, which is one of the games that's going away on the Steam side of things. But anyway, yeah, the games that are part of the Nintendo Switch Online subscription have nothing to do with this, so why would that matter? But don't worry about it. It's cool. It's okay. So let's go through this. I'm trying to think how do I want to go through this because I can summarize this because there are some things that need to be said along the summary of all of this, right? Anything that is part of the Sega Mega Drive Classics collection on Steam is going away on the 6th. Every game that's in the thing, including the game that used to be in them, all them Sonic games that they resold you as part of Sonic Origins and they failed it that badly, so bad they had to make DLC for it that still wasn't as good as what the fans ultimately did, but that's another conversation for another day. Um, we're just gonna scroll through this because there are some games that I'm gonna highlight. One of the greatest games of all time. That's not what we're here for. We're scrolling. This is important. The Dreamcast Collection Bundle because we're gonna talk about it real quick. The one question that I do have, and this is important because given of if you know what happened to Sonic Generations before it became Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, is on Steam if you don't own the game, you can still technically buy it, but you have to buy $1 billion bundle in order to get your hands on it. So if you want to play the original Sonic Generations with the casino and that DLC, you can still technically own it, but you got to buy a big giant bundle instead of the game separately. But you can get the majority of that stuff in Shadow Cross Sonic Generations anyway, but you know, for all my achievement niggas and all of that stuff. But here is the question. The Dreamcast Collection Bundle includes multiple games. The two games we kind of need to focus on because of the history we just spoke of are Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and the Battle DLC and the DX DLC for both of those games, right? What's going to happen to those once they get delisted? Because it seems that those specific games, like, you know, that Sega still wants to kind of move, they still want to kind of sell you, but not sell it to you, but sell it to you, that if that's going to go away on the 6th because no information I found tells you one way or another if those two games are going to get the Sonic Generations treatment. We're not sure, but you can say bye bye to Crazy Taxi, but it's a bad version of Crazy Taxi. It has no offspring. Sega Bass Fishing. Well, you know what I'm saying. You can do what you do with that. Ooh La La, the sequel. Shoo Shoo Shoo, the sequel, the remix. That's going away too, and yeah, so you've got some adult decisions you need to make. Oh, Jet Set Radio, that's a game that Sega definitely wants to go away because they're going to try to sell you a new one, which, you know, I don't know why, but it is what it is. We're scrolling, we're scrolling, we're scrolling. This, one of the greatest video games of all time. Um, we're gonna come back to this because in two tabs from now, highlighting this video game is going to become important because of the other systems in which you can buy it on. But yeah, look at all of these Sega games going bye-bye. And the bundle itself, which is already missing games because of all those Sonic games that disappeared last year, you know, the whole Sonic Origins talk, we just did that. Ooh, Fantasy Star 3 and 4. 4. 4. Play Fantasy Star 4. Play Fantasy Star 2. Fantasy Star 3, well, I don't know. I love Fantasy Star 3. Not everybody else does. Agree or disagree with it. It's not as good as Fantasy Star 2, and there are very few RPGs in the history of video games that are good as Fantasy Star 4. Anyway, ooh, Shadow Dancer. Yeah, that's gonna become important. I wish, but you know, we're not gonna talk about it again. Ooh, Shinobi 3. Now, you know what? We can quickly talk about this. Well, this isn't the first time this game has been delisted in the past year. Yeah, this was on the 3DS and it's gone now, so that's a thing. Um, yeah, Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master. It is a better game than Revenge of Shinobi, but Revenge of Shinobi always hits the nostalgia, always right here, all up in my brain. Anyway, Sonic games and stuff like that. Space Harrier 2. We're not gonna talk about that. The Streets of Rage trilogy. We finished that. Yeah, but we should play more Streets of Rage. Shout out to Chai King. You know what it is. Sword of Vermilion. Again, another one of those greatest games of all time and all of its facets. The music by Yoshida Koshiro and, you know, great Shinobi game in general. Yeah, that game that I kind of sort of not shitted on, but shitted on. And the games that are not Donkey Kong Country, the Sega version, the Sega Genesis version of Virtua Fighter 2, and Wonder Boy and Monster World, and Wonder Boy and Three Monster Land. Thing is, it don't really matter if those go away because you know what I'm saying. You got the anniversary collections out in the street. So if you really need to get your hands on it, the anniversary collections are, I think, yeah, they're on PS4. So if you're trying to like play all of the games in their various remix forms, that exists for you. We're gonna scroll up because we got the Xbox next. So we're gonna talk about this because you know, we are. So no, okay. Here's the spoiler alert. This. You have a couple of hours to get this whole collection for $9 because it's gonna go back to $30, which I don't really think it's worth. $9, you might be able to swallow that. So spoiler alert for that button I was gonna click. And we'll click on this button in a minute because I can re-explain it to you, even though I probably should have clicked it. You know, fuck it, we're clicking it now. I don't care. Look, given what we just read, and I own Golden Axe because I got it for free forever ago, is that depending on how much or how little of this that you own, you get discount for the more games that you own and stuff. Right now, I only own a couple of these things, and the other games and the thing I own, those Sonic games we talked about, super delisted now. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, you can get this around. I think I saw this on the default page like 33, like I think it's $32.85 or some shit in U.S. America KK money. So yeah, get all these games or get none of them because in a minute Sega's gonna resell them to you because that's what they do. Back to this Xbox tab because we just hopping all over the place. I've lost control of this video and yeah, I don't give a fuck, right? Look, all these going away. Ultra Beast and Crazy Taxi, the Sega Genesis collection. We need to speak about this because this is like maybe the fifth or sixth time I have ever mentioned this fun fact on the channel. Today's fun fact, children. The version of Golden Axe they're referring to is not the one you're thinking of, but it's the one you're thinking of. And you're like, what is he talking about? This version of Golden Axe is the Sega Vintage Collection, the Gods, M2, the Gods. They did that remake version. Now, here's the fun fact. There was an original version of Golden Axe, right? Done by Backbone and all of those stuff. Very shitty, horrible emulation because it was the early days of putting things in digital forms as ROM for people to pay money for them, and it was $5. But it was the Sega Genesis version. Then when they delisted that, the version that's in the Sega Vintage Collection is the arcade version of Golden Axe 1. I don't know how we went backwards and forward to that. I'm not gonna get into that. Monster World 4, you know what I'm saying? Because no, wait, that's the actual Sega Vintage Collection because that's another thing we're literally going to get into a tab from now about this game in particular because of what it actually represents. Nights in the Dream, Sega Bad Fiction, all of that is part of the Dreamcast collection. So, just so that you know, there's a Dreamcast collection that's out for the 360. It came on a disc. After the sixth, well, the seventh, Triple the God Time, the only way you're going to be able to play that version of the game, even though it's never been updated and they never fixed the disc version because it doesn't have updates for the disc version. Why this happened, I do not motherfucking know. You'll be able to play these broken, fucked up versions of games. So, hooray for you. So, just putting that out there just so you are aware and that you know that's what it is. This is the arcade version of Shinobi. They didn't come out with a Sega Vintage Collection that had the arcade version of Shinobi and the Revenge of Shinobi and Shinobi 3 the Ninja Return to the Ninja Master because you think that would thing that Sega would have done. They didn't, but they also didn't put Joe Musashi in Streets of Rage 4, but Sega weird. We not finna get into that. We could highlight this game, but you can go play Lost Judgment. Or you can do what all the fun kids are doing and playing the Super HD remix version on PS3 emulators now because that's what niggas are doing. So just keeping that in mind. This is also the Vintage Collection. We talked about Toe Jam and Earl, and this is actually the Model 2 version of Virtua Fighter 2 and not the Sega Genesis version that's getting delisted off sync. You may be noticing there are some games missing. You may be noticing that. So let's quickly talk about the games that are not on this list. Virtual Autorio Tangram, not on this list for some reason. Do not know why. Don't care. You should play Virtual Autorio Tangram because it's one of the greatest video games of all fucking time. Let's see what else is missing. Oh, that wonderful game we talked about, which is really is one of the which literally top 5, top 10 of all time, Gunstar Hero. For some reason that version will still exist after the 6th. Don't know why. Don't understand it. I'm thinking it has to do with my next segue into Guardian Heroes, which is not also on this list because of those Treasure games. So maybe it's some weird licensing with Treasure and they just can't take that down, or maybe that Gunstar Heroes won't be included in the next round of when they release these things to you. And it's also a shame that the version that M2 did on the 3DS is stuck forever on the 3DS because it is the most feature-rich version of Gunstar Heroes to exist at this current time when I'm opening my mouth. So that's the thing. Am I missing anything else that is missing on here for Sega things? No, I think that about covers all of that. So yeah, all of those games will still be on there now. Again, just so that we're mentioning this, none of the stuff right now that these games are on sale. So if you're trying to pick them up, you know what I'm saying, you probably should have picked them up when this stuff was getting heavily discounted back in August when, you know, the 360 store mystically disappeared, which is a whole nother thing entirely. We're not going to talk about that right now. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, we click this button, then I click that, and then you know what that is. And this is going away, but it don't really matter that much, and it's also not on sale either. So, because in the thing of this is also your answer, the Sega Genesis Classic Collection or Mega Drive Collection, depending on what hood you're from, was released physically. So if you really need to not play Sonic 3 that goddamn bad, you know, here you go. Just saying. This is dumb. This is dumb. This is stupid. We all know it is, but digital future bitch. I think that's enough. Let me make my monitor, and you can bring it back to me. All right. I hope you enjoyed this. I came in under estimate. I thought it was gonna be like a 20-30 minute video. We under 15 right now. We're doing well. But yeah, I will have links in the description for picking things up, trying to figure out what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get this on the Switch, get it tonight. Cause it's going back up to $30 and that may be a little bit of a hard swallow because here's what's gonna happen. On the 7th at 2 o'clock in the morning, triple the God time. Prices for those physical copies are going to shoot through the fucking roof. Because here's the other thing. Those Dreamcast collection copies, when I was able to finally get the second copy because my first one got broken, long story, I was able to pick up a decently built copy years ago on eBay for like $15. When I went today for the research of this video to see how much a copy of the Dreamcast collection costs, with just the disc, busting heads $40. So imagine when you get into completion town and understanding and knowing that you should probably buy the digital versions of them anyway because the one on the disc don't receive updates and that's bad. Just so you are aware. I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. I kind of was hoping that the Steam version was gonna get a deeper cut than 50%. That was gonna get a deeper cut and as a bundle than 50% off. But all the Sonic games that are still available are currently on sale. So if you wanted to do something like pick up Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, which I have a feeling are going to be part of some Hedgehog Legacy bundle come the 7th, so you don't have to really worry about it. But again, there's been no news about what they're going to do about that, and there are other ways and better ways to play Sonic Adventure 2, which include buying the Steam version and modding that bitch the fuck out, which is what you should do. That was a lot. That was a lot, children. That was a whole lot for us to do today, but we are done. Like I said, I got you. All the links will be in the description. Anything you need to get your hands on, like if you need links to the things on sale, what I talked about, what you should be getting your hands on, you should be probably buying a copy of Guardian Heroes the next time it goes on sale. I'm equally wondering when Advanced Guardian Heroes is going to come to the Nintendo Switch Online service, because I would love to play some Advanced Guardian Heroes, and also Gunstar Superheroes too, because those are two great remixes for Game Boy Color. There's a Game Boy Advance. Why I say Game Boy Color? Oh, wait, that's another video. Don't worry about that. But look, regardless, plenty more show for you. So sit back, relax, and stay tuned. You know what it is that I'm of course the one and the only triple G.O.D. live right here on Team GR Rep TV, and we've got more show for you, and we've got it right after these commercial messages. The digital future sucks. It's stupid. Do I really need to repeat that again? Fuck yeah, I do. More show for all of y'all right after these commercials.